Picture this. You're behind the wheel, maybe lost in thought about what you'll have for dinner, or replaying a conversation from earlier in the day. The world outside your window is calm, familiar, just another drive home. Suddenly your rearview mirror explodes with red and blue lights. Your heart leaps into your throat. Maybe you feel a jolt of fear, or your mind starts racing with questions. What did I do? Am I in trouble? In that split second, panic can take over. You might even have the urge to hit the gas and get away, thinking you can outrun the problem, but here's the truth. Don't. Running from the police in the US is one of the biggest mistakes you can make, no matter how scared you feel. This isn't a movie scene or a video game where you can just hit reset. It's real life, and the consequences are real too. One impulsive decision can change everything. Fleeing turns what might have been a simple traffic stop into a dangerous, high-stakes situation. Suddenly, you're not just risking a ticket, you're risking your safety, the safety of officers, and the lives of everyone on the road. Legally, this is called fleeing or evading. It means you're willfully trying to get away from an officer who's clearly signaling you to stop, whether that's with lights, sirens, or hand signals. Fleeing can look like speeding off, ditching your car and running on foot, or just refusing to pull over when you know you should. Even if you think you have a good reason, maybe you're scared, or you think you can explain later, refusing to stop is a serious crime. The law is crystal clear. You can't do it. These rules exist for a reason, to prevent chaos, protect lives, and make sure everyone gets home at the end of the day. In this chapter, we'll break down exactly why running is such a terrible plan, what the law actually says, and why the risks are never worth it. We'll also show you what really happens if you try to run, how a minor mistake can spiral into criminal charges, court dates, and even jail time. Think of this as your guide to not making a bad situation infinitely worse. Because when you know your rights and the rules, you're in control, even when things feel scary. Remember, the best outcome is always the one where everyone gets home safe. Knowing what to do and what not to do can make all the difference. Police stops usually start small, maybe a broken taillight, a rolling stop at a sign, or a little speeding. These are the kinds of things that happen to almost everyone who drives. Most of the time it's nothing dramatic, just a quick check, a reminder to fix something, or maybe a ticket if you're unlucky. It's a routine part of being on the road, and for the vast majority of people, it ends as quickly as it began. The officer turns on their lights, you're supposed to pull over, and it's just a routine check. The expectation is simple. You stop, the officer approaches, and you both go through the motions. Maybe you're a little nervous, but it's usually over in a few minutes. So, why do people run? Panic. That sudden rush of adrenaline can make people act without thinking. Maybe there's a warrant out for your arrest, maybe you've got something illegal in the car, or maybe you're just scared of what might happen next. Sometimes it's not even about guilt, just fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of getting in trouble, or fear based on past experiences. That fear can cloud your judgment in a split second. But running is the worst choice you can make. The moment you decide to flee, everything changes. What was a minor issue now becomes a major incident, and you've just made things much harder for yourself. From the officer's view, a fleeing car is a huge red flag. Are you armed? Dangerous? Did you just commit a crime? Suddenly, you're not just a driver with a broken taillight, you're a potential threat. Suddenly, a minor stop becomes a high-risk situation. Officers have to assume the worst, and backup is called in. The tension skyrockets, and the risks for everyone involved go way up. The original reason for the stop, like a taillight, becomes irrelevant. Now, the focus is on the chase, and the consequences are far more serious. Now the police are legally obligated to pursue you, and things only get worse. What started as a simple stop is now a full-blown pursuit, with more officers, more danger, and more legal trouble. You've created a brand new, much bigger problem. Instead of a ticket, you're now facing charges for fleeing, evading, and possibly endangering others. The dominoes start falling, and you can't control where they land. One bad decision leads to another, and the consequences keep stacking up. What could have been a warning or a ticket is now a potential disaster. You might lose your license, face jail time, or even put lives at risk. The moment you run, you lose control of the outcome. It's never worth it. Staying put and facing the music is always the safer, smarter choice, for you and everyone else on the road. Every state makes it illegal to run from the police, whether it's called fleeing, evading, or eluding. If an officer in a marked car signals you to stop, you must stop. No gray area. Ignore that command, and you're breaking the law. Fleeing can mean driving away, running on foot, or any attempt to escape. The law covers both vehicles and pedestrians. Basic fleeing might be a misdemeanor, but reckless driving or causing harm bumps it up to a felony. If you injure or kill someone, the charges get even more serious. The law punishes both the act and the danger you create. Cooperating is the only legal option. The rules are there to keep order and prevent chaos. Cross that line, and you're in serious legal trouble. Why are these laws so strict? It's about public safety. Yours, the officers, and everyone else's. High-speed chases are incredibly dangerous. Innocent people get hurt, fleeing drivers ignore traffic laws, turning cars into missiles. Police pursuits put officers at huge risk, forcing them into split-second life-or-death decisions. When a chase ends, tensions are sky-high. Officers must assume the worst. These laws exist to prevent chaos and keep order. If people could just ignore police, society would fall apart. The ability to enforce the law depends on compliance. Running from police breaks the social contract and endangers everyone. The rules are a line in the sand. Cross it and you threaten the safety of the whole community. The message is clear. Don't run, for everyone's sake. The law is there to stop a minor issue from becoming a tragedy. It's about keeping everyone safe, every time. Running from the police triggers chaos. Real-life chases aren't like the movies. They're unpredictable and dangerous. Fleeing drivers make reckless choices, blowing through lights, swerving into traffic, risking lives. Police try to balance catching you with public safety, but even they have limits. Many departments will call off a chase if it's too dangerous, but that doesn't mean you're off the hook. They have your license plate, your car description, maybe even a helicopter overhead. Most chases end in crashes, often serious, sometimes fatal. Innocent people get hurt. The fleeing driver is responsible for the danger. The end of a chase is the most volatile moment. Crashes, forced stops, and high-alert officers. It's a disaster set in motion by one bad decision. Don't be the reason for that chaos. The chase ends, maybe with a crash, maybe surrounded, maybe tackled. Officers approach with weapons drawn, treating you as a high-risk threat. You're handcuffed, searched, and face a much harsher response than a normal stop. Your car? Probably totaled. Insurance won't cover it. If you hurt someone or damage property, you're on the hook, financially and criminally. Your license is gone, maybe for years. The physical and emotional toll is real. Injuries, trauma, regret. You'll have to explain to your family why your life just changed. The original problem, warrant, drugs, whatever, didn't go away. Now you have a new, much bigger charge. Prosecutors have an easy case against you. You turned a manageable situation into a legal nightmare. The aftermath is wreckage. Physical, financial, and legal. All of it could have been avoided by just stopping. Get caught fleeing and the penalties are severe. Even a misdemeanor can mean up to a year in jail and thousands in fines. That's just for running, not counting the original offense. If your chase was reckless, it's a felony. Years in prison, a permanent criminal record. Felonies follow you for life jobs, housing, voting, even owning a firearm. Financially, you'll pay court costs, lawyer fees, impound fees, and sky-high insurance, if you can get it. The legal system stacks charges, making fleeing a terrible gamble. Prosecutors won't go easy. Your actions endangered lives. The law is designed to make running the worst possible option. The consequences always outweigh whatever you were running from. It's a losing bet every time. Don't risk it. So what should you do when you see those flashing lights in your rearview mirror? First, take a deep breath and try not to panic. It's completely normal to feel nervous, but staying calm is the most important thing you can do for your safety and the officers. As soon as you notice the police signaling you, use your turn signal and pull over to a safe spot on the side of the road. Turn off your engine, roll down your window and place your hands clearly on top of the steering wheel where the officer can see them. This helps the officer feel safe and shows you're cooperating. Always be polite and keep your voice calm, even if you're feeling anxious. The officer will usually approach your window and ask for your driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance. These are standard requests, so have them ready if possible. If you need to reach into your glove compartment or another area to get your documents, let the officer know what you're doing before you move. For example, say, "My registration is in the glove box. Is it okay if I get it?" This keeps everyone at ease and avoids misunderstandings. Always answer questions honestly, but remember, you don't have to answer every question beyond identifying yourself. You have the right to remain silent if you choose, but you are required to provide your name and identification when asked. If you're unsure about a question, it's okay to say you'd rather not answer. Never lie to a police officer. Lying can turn a simple stop into a much bigger problem. Honesty is always the best policy, even if you're worried about the consequences. If the officer asks to search your car, remember that you do not have to give permission. You have the right to say no to a search unless the officer has a warrant or probable cause. Politely but firmly say, "I do not consent to a search." You don't have to argue or raise your voice, just state your rights clearly and respectfully. If you receive a ticket, accept it without arguing or getting upset. Signing a ticket is not an admission of guilt, it just means you received it. If you disagree with the ticket or the reason for the stop, save your arguments for court. The roadside is not the place to debate or challenge the officer. Remember, the goal is for both you and the officer to have a safe, smooth encounter. Most stops end quickly and without trouble if everyone stays respectful. Even if you think you've made a mistake or broken a law, facing the situation calmly is always better than trying to run or argue. A ticket is temporary and can be challenged, but a felony or resisting arrest can have lifelong consequences. The smartest thing you can do is comply with the officer's instructions, and if needed, fight your case later in court with the help of a lawyer. Stay calm, stay safe, and remember, your actions during a police stop can make all the difference. Handle the moment wisely, and you'll be back on your way soon. We've seen how a simple stop can turn into a disaster, all because of one bad choice: running. It's a panic move that leads to regret, chaos, and consequences you can't undo. The laws against fleeing protect everyone: drivers, police, and the public. They exist for a reason, to keep us all safe. A high-speed chase can end in tragedy, and the legal fallout is lifelong. You take a minor problem and turn it into a major one. There's never a scenario where running makes things better. When you see those lights, choose calm over chaos. Pull over, keep your hands visible, and handle it with respect. The only right move is simple: don't run.